All right, good afternoon, boys and girls. We are on lesson 109, multiplying decimal numbers. Here's our one and only objective today is to multiply decimal numbers. We have no vocabulary, but I would like for you guys to make sure that we can verify that you've watched this video to write your name, your TA's name in the vocabulary box, right? Here's your math joke for today. The teacher says, "Now, Ramu, tell me frankly, do you say prayers before eating?" And then Ramu says, "No, sir, I don't have to. My mom is a good cook." All right. So here's our new concept. What we're going to be doing is multiplying decimals in this lesson. And so here I have, when we add and subtract decimals, what we're doing is we actually have to line everything up so that when we bring that in the decimal, it falls in place with whatever we line it up. But when we multiply decimals, we're actually we have to count the spaces. So what you're doing is you do the whole multiplication algorithm, which is 1 times 1 equals 1, and 1 times 0 is 0, right? And then for this one, we're not gonna, 0 times 0, or 0 times 1 equals 0, 0 times 0 is 0. So when you add it together, it's still gonna equal this 0.1, okay? 0, 1, I'm sorry. Now, what you need to do is you need to count the spaces. And so we have one space here from the decimal, so this is one number space, and this is another number space. So we have two spaces. And then what you're going to do is you're going to start off on this side, on the right side of the number, on the last number that's after you've multiplied. Then you're going to count however many spaces that you have, and we have two spaces, so one here, another one here. And you count it and you move your decimal point over. So we're going to count 1, 2, and so we put our decimal point here because we have two decimal spaces in our multiplication problem. And so our answer for this problem is 0.01. Okay. Same thing goes for here. Okay. We are going to multiply. 9 times 5 is 45. 5 goes down here. 4 goes up here. 9 times 1 is 9 plus 4 is 13. Okay, we're not going to multiply the 0 because it's just 0. Now we need to count our decimal spaces, right? So we have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to start from this side on the 5. I'm going to count 3 spaces. Ready? 1, 2, 3, decimal point. Okay, and that's how you get your answers for multiplying decimals. All right, the same thing goes for whole numbers too. When you multiply a decimal times a whole number, you just do the whole multiplication algorithm, which is 4 times 3 is 12, right? So we have a 2 here, carry the 1. 4 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 4. So we have a 12 here. Now we only have one decimal space, so we're going to start from the right-hand side, and we're going to move over one space. And so we go 1, and our decimal point falls right in the middle. And our answer is 1.2. Fairly simple concept. Remember, when you're adding and subtracting, you line up, but when you multiply decimals, you're going to count the spaces, okay? So here's our lesson practice for today. Remember, count the spaces. For this one, down here, do the whole decimal, do the whole problem out, and you have to do this one too, and figure out which one is more, okay? Greater than or less than. An area, if you don't know how to find the area, figure that out, because there's a formula for finding areas of rectangular objects like a square. And if you have any questions, write those questions on the back. Remember, we're multiplying decimals, we're counting the spaces, and then moving over from the right hand side over to the left. Okay? All right, see you guys in the morning. Have a great night.